Hey guys, I am Daisho, and I am here bringing you a gameplay commentary. It's actually not really a gameplay commentary, it's kind of just like a commentary about strategy of decks. But anyway, I'm going to be showing you how to run Wielding Steel a little bit differently. So I know a lot of you guys have been used to me running it like an aggro deck, and that's how I've been running it for basically since the game came out. At the beginning I was like, get the Sarah Angel out, get all these cards out that are just too expensive, but now I decided to run it this way, and I guess I'm just going to do a full deck guide on it, even though I already did one, because a lot of you guys are new anyway, so may as well help you guys out. But anyway, this is basically a deck that is meant for late game. If you're getting to turn 7, turn 8, turn 9, then you're happy, because you have the best cards on the field most of the time out, and it works out really well. So far, I think I'm like 9 and 10, could be even better, it could be like 12 and 13. I know I lost one game, and that was really annoying because I could have won it, but I wasn't paying close enough attention. I was on the phone, and I could have, I don't know, I could have done something to maybe win the game. But anyway, my record is like anywhere between 9 and 10 and 14 and 15. So I'm pretty happy so far, and it's not just because I've been playing against bad people. I just finished a session of playing against subscribers for about an hour and a half, and I played against a bunch of them. I think I got like 5 or 6 people in, so that was fun. Hopefully I'll be able to get more of you in some other time. I know there was a couple of people who I didn't get to play, and I'm sorry, but I'll try to get to you next time. Anyway, let's finally get on with this deck guide. So here we go. We got Brave the Elements. Obviously, this is a staple. I don't care what kind of deck you're running. If you have this card in it as an option in this format, then you're taking it. Gideon's Lawkeeper, amazing card. Tap 1 and tap to tap target creature. Not only does it help you get to the late game, but it benefits you with one of your other really big win conditions. Infiltration Lens is amazing. It's just always been amazing. It's less useful now that I have it set up this way, but still, whenever a creature becomes blocked by a creature, you may draw 2 cards. So if they double block, you draw 4. Amazing. Court Duelist, I don't know if he'll make it to the end, but he's still good. He's still nice to have turn 1, and I think he's pretty much one of the best creatures in the deck, so that's why I still have him here. Trusty Machete is it's a pretty good card. Again, I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to keep it in here. Like, this is probably the final setup that I'm going to use. So it barely made the cut, but it did make the cut. It's a good artifact, always nice to have, and it'll give any of your creatures +2/+1. So I mean, it works really well on your like Sarah Angels and stuff. Make them 6/5s flying vigilant instead of 4/4 is amazing. Pure Steel Paladin is not as useful anymore since he's not even a soldier, which is kind of like a soldier angel deck, and I took out a couple of the equipments, as you'll see, but he's still a good 2/2 for 2, and I like his ability. Though actually, I don't even know. I could like Core Outfitter's ability a little more, so I'll have to think about that one. But for now, Pure Steel Paladin's in the deck. Revoke Existence is amazing. There's so many situations. First of all, it just destroys in the mirror, and it just destroys against machinations. That's just the beginning. It also kills pacifism. It kills the aura deck completely. There's so many things that can be taken out by this, and not only that, if it was just like Naturalize, which is destroy target artifact or enchantment, even though that's instant speed, this is really, really useful in this format since there is a bunch of indestructible stuff. And I used this on a Wormcoil engine earlier today. I just played Wormcoil. He played Wormcoil engine. I'm like, sorry, bro, exiled, and he doesn't even get the 2/3/3s. So that's absolutely amazing. Now I'm going to talk about Stoneforge Mystic. Stoneforge Mystic is amazing. It's basically just another way to draw Sword of War and Peace, and if I could run 2 Sword of War and Pieces in the deck, then I for sure would. So obviously this card stays in. It's also really useful if you have enough lands by the time you draw this card, and then you can play Argentum Armor. Though I don't remember ever drawing this card late game. I think the only time I've ever had is when I started with it or drew it turn 1 or 2 or something like that. Sunspear Shikari is really, really good. This card, if you give him a Trusty Machete, he is one of the best 2-drops in the format. He's so good. He gets First Strike and Lifelink. That's so powerful in this, especially when you're just trying to survive as long as possible. It's just invaluable. Arrests are really one of your only ways for removal, or it's not really removal, it's just control. It's so good, though, because, like, I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty happy, actually, that it's Arrest, because it helps against Steel Overseers. I arrested a Steel Overseer earlier. It helps against Imperious Perfect. I arrested Imperious Perfect earlier, because they can't activate their abilities. So, you pay the 1 mana for not activating their abilities, as opposed to Pacifism, which is just enchanted creature, can't attack or block. But it's still a really good card. I mean, I love Arrest in this deck. Gideon's Avenger is amazing, because he slows them down, and that's what you want to be doing. They don't want to swing in when you have this dude on the field, because then they know that he's going to get stronger, then they're going to lose one of their creatures because he's going to be able to block. I almost never swing in with this dude because I usually like to leave him back for defense, and it works out so well for me because then I can just extend the game a little bit longer and everybody's happy. I leave all the core hookmasters in. I know that you guys might be surprised with some of the things that I took out, but core hookmaster, he taps a guy, which benefits you. It benefits you with Gideon's Avenger. It benefits you with Sunblast Angel, which we'll get to. Oh, Sunblast Angel, you make me happy. But core hookmaster is good. It basically controls their creature for a couple of turns, and it's really, really useful a lot of the time. Pen and Blade is in here because it's really useful late game. It'll give your creature +3/+3, +4/+4, or if you get capped under the watch out, or that other card I can't even remember. The one that makes 6 1/1 tokens. We'll get to it later. But this card gets your creatures a lot stronger towards the end, and if you put it on your flyers, it makes them amazing. Plus the 3 to play, 4 to equip, so 7 total mana to pay really isn't such a big deal because it's going to be later on and you're going to be able to pay it easy. Strider Harness is amazing. You play this Strider Harness and then you equip, and then once it's on the field, there's only 1 to equip, so you can play 1 more to give your creature +1/+1 in haste. So they're like, oh, I'm going to win this game. And then you're like, nah, brah. Sarah Angel, +1/+1. You take 5, you lose. Amazing card. Sword of War and Peace is just, it's a force to be reckoned with. It gets +2/+2, pro red, pro white. Whenever it deals damage, alright, I'll just read it. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, Sword of War and Peace deals damage equal to the number of cards in that player's hand. And you gain life equal to the number of cards in your hand. So it's an amazing card. Nobody ever wants to see this against them. It's just one of the best cards. It's probably the best card in the deck. Congregate is really good for the type of deck I'm running. It's basically, if they're being a really aggro-y or whatever, and they got like 5 creatures out there and they're swinging in for 2, and then you're just like, oh no, I'm at 4 life, and then you play Congregate, and then you go back up, you buy 2 more turns, and you play Sarah Angel, and then they can't do anything. So they're just really sad. Guardian Seraph is, it's really, really far more useful than you can even imagine. If a source an opponent controls would deal damage to you, prevent 1 of that damage. So basically every single time that they swing in with a creature or they play a Lava Hex or something, that's just going to do 1 less. So if they have a bunch of creatures out, then you're basically gaining 5 life every turn if they swing in with 5 creatures. It's just an amazing card. It's a 3/4 flyer for 4, so it's not even bad just as the sole flyer. Loxodon Gatekeeper is pretty good card. I really, really like it in this deck, especially the way I have it running right now. Artifacts, creatures, and lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. So that means that they can't block the turn. The creatures can't block the turn they come out. It slows them down a land drop, basically, because every time they play a land, they have to turn it sideways first. And it allows you to kill stuff with Sunblast. It's just so good. Alright, so I have 2 of those in there. Baneslayer Angel is amazing. Flying First Strike, Lifelink, protection from demons and dragons, but Flying First Strike, Lifelink, 5 cost, 5/5. That's just, it's not even fair. It's really just not. Conqueror's Pledge is 5 cost, way to get 6 dudes out. Kind of getting them on a bargain, I would say. 6 dudes for 5, that's pretty much unheard of. Like, even Dragon Fodder is 2 dudes for 2, and that's a pretty good value. So this card is definitely going to stay in the deck because I think I'll be able to play it. It used to not be in the deck because I used to think I would never be able to play it, but I get 6 1/1 tokens. That's amazing. Sarah Angel is such a good card. I was so upset that I couldn't keep it in the deck earlier, but now that I changed it around and I want to make this game last longer, I'm happy. And it's a 5 cost 4/4 flying Vigilance. Vigilance is amazing. You'll figure that out later. Argentum Armor is, it's such a good card, but even in this deck, it costs 2 full turns of you laying 6 mana one turn, 6 mana the next. I don't know. It's definitely like one of the outer cards, but I'm still pretty happy that it's in there. Captain of the Watch is just amazing. Vigilance, and when you play it, you get 3 dudes, so you're paying 6 for a 3/3 and 3 2/2s who all have Vigilance. So that's amazing. Plus it gives all your other soldiers +1/+1 in Vigilance. And then there's Sunblast Angel. When flying, when Sunblast Angel enters the battlefield, destroy all tapped creatures. So this is one of those situations where you're probably going to want to play him first main phase, but this card is so good because, alright, let's just rewind a little bit. Okay, we got these dudes who make guys come into play tapped, And then we got 3 of these Hookmasters who tap a dude for 2 turns. And then we have Gideon's Lawkeeper who can tap a guy. And then what you do is you tap them on their turn, and then you untap for your turn, and then you play Sunblast Angel, and you kill their whole side. Plus, I just had it 2 times in a row. I feel so sorry for him. Actually, let's go look up his name right now. But I just, I feel so bad for this guy. I don't, Chris Central, I guess is his name. But that was insane. I played 2 games, and 2 games in a row, I drew a land and was able to play Sunblast Angel, and I killed his entire side, and then went on to win the game. He swung in with 2 Heedless Ones, and Jiraga's Warcaller, which was kicked once, Anissa's Chosen, all this crazy stuff, and then I blocked, barely survived. I was at 4 life, I think, and then I play Sunblast Angel the next turn, and then I come back to win the game. It was really an amazing victory. I was very happy with it, but I'm going to go through these cards because I also need to do that, but I don't think I'm going to post a gameplay at the end of this because the 2 gameplays that I have are outdated pretty much. Like, this deck got changed a little bit since I actually since I unlocked all the cards. So anyway, Elite Vanguard, Ace, amazing card, 2-1 for 1. It really is such a great card, but I would rather have, like, if you'll notice, there's almost no cards in this deck that don't do anything for me. Pretty much everybody in here contributes to me winning the game. When I go through these cards, I'm not just going to say, oh, yeah, this was a decent card. I like him in here. I mean, well, barely any of them. Like, Core Duelist is that. He's just a good card, and I kind of like him, but he's not great. Ace, sorry, bro, you're not making it. Kitesail Apprentice, same thing. Good card, can't fit it in here, not worth it. Angel's Feather, never. Glory Seeker wasn't even in the other deck when it was an aggro deck. Kitesails aren't really needed. Most of my dudes fly. All the good dudes who I have towards the end, this guy, these 4, like the guys who I want me to have out and win the game, they fly already. Core Outfitter is a decent card, but like I already took some of the artifacts out, so the only things that it'll help me with are Argentum Armor and Pen and Blade. Those are really the only things that it would be cheaper to equip for. So I mean, he's useful, but I found that I could take him out without too much regret. And then there's Harmless Assault, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn by attacking creatures. You'd think that this would be exactly what I wanted because I want to just slow the game down a little bit, but it's so expensive. It's a 4 cost just to do that. I mean, it's really not bad. It wouldn't be the worst thing to have in this deck, but I just can't fit in here. I kind of wish they had Holy Days. If they had Holy Days, I would run those all week. Just because I'm trying to make the game last a little longer. Usually I don't recommend stuff like that. I don't run Fog in my Elf deck, but... And then there's, of course, Archangel of Strife. Like, Strife, what is this? What is he doing? I don't understand this card. It makes their guys stronger. You're paying 7 for a 6/6 flyer, which is alright. I mean, a 6/6 flyer is really good, but you make their creatures stronger. So, not a fan. Anyway, that was my deck guide for how to make Soldier Angel white deck, and it works out really well. I recommend you all try it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.